Hi, I'm Trond Brande, and I am a regional director for Norway. Today I'm going to talk to you a bit about the power of the BI components in SQL Server 2005, and more specifically I'm going to show you a rather odd scenario where we use the data reader task to help us solve an uncommon problem. So, first of all, let me talk about why I love the BI solution, or the BI stack in SQL 2005. One of the reasons is that it gives us an end-to-end solution. By combining the components that are preset in or preloaded in SQL 2005, we can build end-to-end solutions. So, for instance, I can go to my data sources and get all the information I need out. I can then manipulate, transform, and do interesting stuff on the data before I store it in a SQL store. And finally, I can build data mining or analysis on top of the new data before I, using the reporting services, give either a report or a report model to the end user so he can get access to the data. The components in SQL 2005 that gives me this possible solution is, of course, the integration services, which gives me access to information and all the capabilities to transform and manipulate data. The output from the integration services can then be inputted to analysis so that I can build data mining, analysis on top of the data. And finally, I can report using reporting services and build reporting models. What you'll notice is that the three components, integration, analysis, and reporting, is kind of chained together. So it's kind of hard to skip one element here. So let's imagine for a while that I want to provide reporting directly out of the integration services, or more specifically, I want to have the report drive or execute the package. How can I do that, and why would I do that? So I have a small demo that hopefully will show you why this is useful and how you can do it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is that at the end of the day, I receive an XML file from my partners that just sums up all the stuff that we have negotiated all through the day. So it's an XML data set with order headers and order items. What you'll notice is that there is no hierarchy in this information. So in some way I have to chain together the order headers with the individual items that goes into this order before I can do stuff with it. So what I want to do is pick out the information, restructure it into orders, and then store it in my data warehouse to further work on the data. So one way of doing this is using the SSIS, or the SQL Server Integration Services, where I can just point my XML source to the file. I'm going to split out the information so that, So the information is separated into order headers and order items. The second thing I'm going to do is to sort the headers by themselves and the items by themselves before I join together all the information in one new structure, where I join the items with the headers, and I then pick out only the elements that I need and give them more correct names according to my data warehouse schema. So that's the first part. The second part is just to upload this information into my database. And that's it. That's all I need. So when I run the information, you can see that I pick up the information, I sort them, I join them, and I have a view here that just shows me the output. From my information, 2 rows and 12 rows, I just get the 12 order rows. So everything works as expected. But then my manager comes up and says that he wants to have a report. But at 8 o'clock each morning, he wants to have a report in his mailbox that tells him what happened last night and how did we do. So one of the ways I can do this is, of course, to build a report out of the data warehouse where I select only the orders that came in last night. But then I would have to tag the information with a date or something like that. So a more interesting way of doing it could be just to use the new data reader task that's available in SSIS. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a new destination, which is of data reader kind. Add it to my output, connect it up. Let's see. Connect it to my output. I'm going to give it a meaningful name, Grok sample, for instance. And then I'm going to hit into this, just select all the columns that I need, like that, and we're basically done. What this does is that it's multicasting my output. So I'm going to my only DB destination or my data warehouse with information, but simultaneously I'm going to a data reader, which is just some kind of aggregate or source where I can pick up the information at a later time. So to build a report out of this, what I have to do is just go to reporting services, add a new report, and basically what you will find is that the new June CTP has added a lot of new data sources to what's available. So I can just here pick SSIS, and what I have to do is just point it to my package, which is at, let's see, projects, Grok, integrate, and that's it. What you will notice is that the parameters I gave as a connection string to the SSIS connection type is almost the same as you would use when you use DTS exec or the command line argument to run the package. So if you need to do something kind of special here, you can add that to the connection string. And that's it. One of the things that's lacking is, of course, a designer to build my query out of the SSIS stream. So what I have to do here is just point it to the name I gave my data reader here. So when I take Grok sample, that's all the query I need. And by, that's it. What I missed, of course, here is that I have to save this first. Just gonna add a new report here. Let's see. There we go. And I'm now connected from reporting services into the SSIS package. And by just clicking through, I can build my new report using the order number as a group. I can pick out the account number, the product details, and the amount. And that's it. I'm finished, and I have a new report that is directly sourced out of the integration package. So just by tidying up a bit and running the stuff, you can see that when I execute my report, it connects into the SSIS, executes the package, and delivers the data back to me. Simultaneously, I will also store the information in the data warehouse. So the final step would be just to deploy the report and schedule it for automatic delivery at, let's say, 7:50 each morning, and my manager will be happy. So that's it. And hopefully I've shown you how the data reader task in SQL Server 2005 SSIS can be very helpful in some kind of weird scenarios like this. Thank you.